Get all the news you need.
104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Ditts and Loz.
Overnight news.
You were right, Hamish. I might reply because I like sitting on the text line, but it just takes something a little bit special for me to reply.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes I'll just see Roo typing away.
No bad stuff, please.
And I'll go,
It's Friday.
I want to do one day a segment called Roo's Replies, where we go through all the replies that you've replied to.
Confidential, my text line. All right, so bugger off.
All right.
What's happened with the Footy Express?
Well, it's going to be difficult getting into the footy if you're taking public transport. There's some industrial disputes going on with the drivers and potential strikes for better pay and stuff. So if you get the Footy Express normally, just keep that in mind. You might have to find an alternate route and it might not be free.
Well, the other thing I'd say is Friday night football. It's going to be a very big crowd tonight. Please leave earlier. Don't fall for the I'll leave at the same time trick and get there just before the bounce or just after the bounce.
Don't do what I do every single time and leave 10 minutes before I'm meant to be there.
Yeah, please don't do that today. Hey, the bridge down in Port Adelaide yesterday, and we did have a text on the text line about this yesterday. There was massive lineups down there. Well, it's been fixed. We're happy to announce it's all sorted.
But it was stuck in the sort of triangle position. It wouldn't come down all the way.
Gee, a lot of cars and trucks use that road.
Yeah. You know what? It just makes you think like Starsky and Hutch are going to fly over.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is a perfect situation for a car chase, one of those bridges not going down.
That's right. We don't know why it happened, but it happened. Hey, what about this for amazing stats? We know that Adelaide's housing market has grown in terms of its net wealth. Property prices are going up. They're going up all over Australia, but Adelaide's actually been going up more than anywhere else. People are moving to our state. They actually want to live in South Australia.
I know.
It's frightening.
It's amazing.
But there was a list that came out yesterday that the top 10 suburbs of growth in Australia.
Yeah.
Generally, we don't do well in anything economically. Things are changing, though. And the top 5 suburbs in Australia were all in South Australia.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the top 10 suburbs.
Oh, my God.
And they were all in the north.
Is this the beginning of all of the New South Wales and Melbourne people coming over and...
Well, they're cherry picking, and most of them are Elizabeth North, Elizabeth East,
Do you know how to get to
Park.
Salisbury?
I must go and check out.
We've got
this
an
place.
auction in 10 minutes. Can't
The
find
top
it.
5 suburbs in Australia, if you can believe that.
What are they? Do you have them in front of you?
Yeah, Elizabeth East, Elizabeth North, Stavern Park. I'm going to go into more detail later on about it, but
Incredible.
it is incredible and great for the people that have held on out there. Elizabeth North, number 1, Davern Park, number 2, Smithfield Plains, number 3, Elizabeth Downs, number 4, and Elizabeth East, number 5.
There you go.
Anything with Elizabeth, and you've just cashed in. They've gone up. Have a listen to this. 150% in 4 years. So if you had a house worth 200 grand before COVID, it's now worth 450.
That's incredible.
So you've made 250 grand net.
That's insane.
No tax, thanks.
No, that's just it.
That's just
net.
So you're just loaded.
Well, they're going to have
Sell
the
up,
last
buy
laugh.
a caravan, off you go.
Shazza Ditmar's investment property
Shazza.
Yeah.
Shazza's boyfriend lives out there.
That's right. Many of them. Yeah.
And we love playing just funny grabs of Donald Trump.
Love it,
If you're a Trump supporter or a Trump hater,
just enjoy the comedy of it.
Just enjoy the comedy of it. This is Trumpy at one of his regular press conferences yesterday.
With all of the things they did, with millions of pages of study, they found nothing, which makes me perhaps the most honest guy almost in the world, I think. They found nothing.
Trumpy.
The most honest guy in the world.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude. He's the most honest guy in the whole world.
In the whole world.
Because they found nothing.
That's amazing.
I guess he's proved us all wrong. He's just so honest.
He is. And now they're trying to find a jury. I think he's got a case on with Stormy Daniels or something at the moment. And there's just a little grab of a girl that was considered to go on the...
You just became a citizen of the United States, so that means you've never voted in a presidential election. You get called to be a juror, and this is the jury that you are called to.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
I know.
What was your impression of Donald Trump when you saw him?
He looked less orange
Definitely, like more yellowish. Yellow.
Okay,
Yes,
so he's an
orange.
honest yellow man.
Yes, exactly right. But, we love Trumpy for a bit of fun
A
here
bit of fun.
on a Friday morning.
Now, the Year 12 formal it's a rite of passage. It's something that happens in pretty much every school around Australia, and it's a big deal for kids. Well, St Ignatius School in Athelston. I'm sure a lot of
Great school.
Great
Very
school.
high achieving
Cousins
school.
went there. Fantastic school. Very high achieving. They've canned it. They've canned the Year 12 formal. They've had their last one that happened in March.
Did something go wrong in the past? Or
Look, I can't actually find any information on whether there was an incident or...
doesn't say anything about that, does
it doesn't. It just sort of seems
What's
that...
the reasoning then?
They haven't given an explicit reason. They've said we just sort of want kids to focus more on their studies and less on... I don't know how out of control this formal had gotten. But I just think these things... I don't think they need to cancel them, but they need to get a grip on how over the top a lot of these events have become. I think if you give kids who are very excited to have an event like this, if you give them too much power over the event, and there's committees, and it's good to give them responsibility, of course, but they will get overwhelmed with it. It'll overtake them. They'll get excited. I mean, I remember in Year 12, there were literally kids crying in committee meetings because they wanted an ice sculpture and someone else wanted a chocolate fountain, and it was just
Okay.
And there's only so much, the 17-year-old brain can do in a year, and Year 12 is very stressful.
That's right.
But I think cancelling it completely is a bit upsetting for the kids.
Yeah, I think that's over the top. I think
Yeah.
you can have a, formal and concentrate on Year 12. My daughter's in Year 12 at the moment. They do theirs right at the start of the Year 12. So early on in the year, she did it in probably February, I would say.
Really?
February, maybe March, and done and out of the way. The one thing I would say, and I'm not preaching to St. Peter's Girls' College here from a boy from Wakery and telling them what to do, but I do find it weird that they have a formal in Year 11 and Year 12.
Yeah.
I think that's over the top.
It's
myself.
a lot, yeah.
Once in Year 12 at the start, that's fine. You don't need to have a Year 11 and Year 12, do you?
I feel
Why have a Year 11 and Year 12?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. And I always felt that graduation and formal could be the same thing. Like graduation could be the formal, but there's a separate graduation thing where you got to go to a thing and blah, blah, blah. But that could just be a dinner. And, and your parents come for a bit and then they leave you,
Yep.
Anyway.
I'm up for one, but early in the year.
I agree.
Two's too many, none's not enough.
Somewhere
Just
in between.
do one in normal one. Is that all right?
We've solved the problem. I
That's
don't know
it.
why they didn't just
All right,
come
we
to
should be
us.
on the St. Ignatius board.
New Hilux in stock with bonus $1,000 accessories at Peter Kittle Toyota.
The top 5 things we've learnt on Roo, Ditts and Loz this week. Number 5, Rory called up for kids' jokes,
Good morning, Rumour and Loz.
and we learnt what he was doing for the school holidays.
What are you up to today, mate?
I'm going to work with my dad at Wellington East.
Oh, what? You're working?
Yeah.
Good
putting
boy.
down pipes at 2 houses.
Putting down pipes in.
Yeah.
Good boy.
How old are you, Raw?
I'm 11.
And make sure Dad pays you.
Yeah, he does.
We also learnt Roo is now head of the Fair Work Commission for 11-year-old kids working with their dad.
How much you getting an hour? Or you get paid by the day?
By the day.
What, 100?
No.
Don't let him underpay you. Take him to the Fair Work Commission if he does.
Yeah.
Have you had a toasted sandwich yet?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm on Smoko. Leave me alone.
Number 4, but Rory should definitely listen to Roo's financial advice, as this week we learnt an interesting fact about Roo's wedding.
Roo, when you got married, and you've been married for how many years?
Fair few. 16.
I heard that you had such a wonderful wedding and it planned so well that you made money off the wedding.
Oh, come on. I might have.
I was at the wedding and I reckon he made money.
A bit rude of me putting a poker machine in every hotel room, wasn't it?
Number 3. This week we learnt there are cardboard cutouts of Roo, Ditts and Loz all around town getting some publicity.
I saw you guys being lifted above Weymouth Street.
Really?
On a crane.
So I'm sure you guys saw, got you guys on Sunrise.
Oh, was that you?
That was me. That was me.
We were on national TV. Someone was holding out our
Someone's
cardboard cutout.
texting. I saw a root at the firm, but not sure it was a cardboard cutout.
Number 2. We learnt Roo's house is an occupational health and safety hazard.
I've had a bit of a rough month around the house, Loz. I've been doing some gardening, cut my head twice just from walking into...
Okay.
I walked into a branch, cut my head open, walked into another branch a week later. Didn't have work boots on yesterday. I had my old sneakers on, gone around the trailer and stomped on... Do you know what a crab rake looks like?
Yes.
Well, there was a rusty old one and it was on the ground. It was upside down. I've stepped on it. That's gone through my foot. Couldn't get it off. It was actually like a crab. Got my desserts after all these years of tormenting the
You're
crab
so good
population.
at crabbing, you crabbed yourself.
I got crabbed.
Yeah.
Can you beat Roo's injury?
Marcus, how'd you hurt yourself?
Doing some building at the house at the minute, doing some renovations. I was up on the ladder and I nail gunned straight through some timber.
Beautiful.
And nailed my finger to the building.
Oh, no!
And then fell off the ladder and then it...
What? You're like Jesus!
Yeah, I know.
Number 1. Speaking of old guys that wear sandals, Chris Dittmar has been away all week.
Ditts is away. He's got another week off. He's got a bit of long service leave.
And, well, we learnt the holy trinity of Roo, Ditts and Loz just hasn't quite been the same without Ditts.
So, Loz, we got a week together.
Yeah, just you and I.
You've been looking forward to that.
I've just been jumping out and skinning. I thought we're definitely not going to run out of things to say.
No.
No, we've got heaps of content. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Monday wasn't great. Surely things got better on Tuesday.
Good morning, everyone. Tuesday of this lovely week. It's just Roo and I this week, so if you hear any weird intros like that one, it's because Ditts isn't here to do them.
I thought you guys said you had heaps of content. What are you going to talk about?
Yeah, Ditts is away and we're a bit lost without him and we missed the big red cat. And
Let's skip to Wednesday's show, see how that went.
Good morning, 6 a.m. on the dot. Well, 14 seconds past. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Oh, beautiful.
He's back next week, isn't he?
Sure, yeah, hopefully.
He better be. Come back, Dad!
Oh, the rigged red cat will be back. Don't worry about that. He'll be fresh as all hell. His gout would have recovered. And,
I think actually it's probably having a flare up after his little holiday break.
maybe. Who knows what he's up to. But anyway.
It's been good actually. That made us sound very awkward, but I think we've had a lot of fun.
Hey, we have a lot of listeners out in the northern suburbs. We have listeners all around the state. It's great that and they listen to the Listener app from Port Lincoln and Whyalla and the Riverland, all of that sort of stuff. But a great bit of data I saw yesterday about housing prices in Australia, and it said suburbs with the largest house price growth since the pandemic. And I thought, I'll just have a little look at this, and a little bit of a scroll through. So it's a top 10.
In the country.
In the whole of Australia.
Yeah.
We are number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in the top 10. Now, I understand there are negatives and positives to this. So people out there listening saying, it's not great, the house prices are going up, our kids can't get in and it's going to be hard in the future. All of that, I totally get that. But for the people who've got the houses, they're making
in these
a bit
suburbs,
of money. That's right.
And they're not the classic sort of affluent suburbs that people might think. So this is good for them.
And all houses have gone up, but these are the highest price growth in Australia. Number 1 in Australia, number 1 suburb for growth with 151% growth in 4 years. Is Elizabeth North. Congratulations, Elizabeth
well done,
North.
Elizabeth North.
All right, second in Australia, the whole of Australia, Davern Park.
Wow.
142%.
142% in Davern Park.
Yep, exactly right. Number 3 in Australia, Smithfield Plains.
Wow.
132%. Congratulations, Smithfield Plains. 4, Elizabeth Downs, 129%. And number 5 in the top 10 suburbs for house price growth in the last 4 years in the entire country of Australia is Elizabeth East.
Wow.
With 121%. So all those houses now have a median house price of between $395,000 and $450,000, which is Elizabeth East, 450. So all those houses would have been under 200,000 4 years ago.
So what does that mean for those places?
Well, it means that the reason I think it's gone up is because they come off a really low base. They're the cheapest houses in suburban Adelaide. And Adelaide has had a boom. Adelaide's had a population growth. Everyone's talking positively about Adelaide, whether it's Gather Round and Live Golf and, jobs, lowest unemployment and all that. And Sydney and Melbourne are getting so populated and so dear that they go, doable. I actually want to give Adelaide a go. And there's people moving here.
So I want to talk to the people who live out there. 133353, pardon me, if you live in one of those suburbs. What's it like? Are you noticing a change? Are you noticing more people buying up land? Do you feel like you get a bad rap?
Yeah, was it too cheap to start with? Was it never actually that bad?
Yeah.
Elizabeth North, Daveron Park, Smithfield Plains, Elizabeth Downs, Elizabeth East. Give us a buzz. What's it like out there? We've got a $150 Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin voucher. This will get you cranking. $150, a bit of gin there. This is the official gin of the LIV Golf Adelaide tournament in 2024. And today, if you go to dasherandfisher.com.au, you can get 25% off if you mention Triple M. In the northern suburbs of Adelaide that have just had a massive price growth in the values of their house over the last 4 years. We're talking about Elizabeth North, number one suburb in Australia for price growth, 150%. Daveron Park's 142.
That's
Smithfield
insane
Plains,
numbers.
132. Elizabeth Downs, 129. Elizabeth East, 120. And like I said, there's people out there that are listening going, yeah, it's too dear now to get in. Our kids won't be able to get houses. I understand all that.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about the fact that these 5 suburbs are actually booming and going up in value, and people are moving there and buying higher prices and all of that. What's it like out there? Is it good? Is it bad? Did it get too bad a rap for too long, and it's always been good? Let's go to Craigmore. Tom, what do you think of living out in the north?
Oh, firstly, I'll say I'm the undenied king of Daveron Park.
Okay.
Okay, why is that?
Oh, just the best thing to come out of there since Jimmy Barnes, mate.
Really? And this is self-appointed?
Yeah, people tell me it all the time, obviously.
Okay. And have you got anything to show for it, or...?
Oh, yeah, got King of Daveron Park tattooed on me. Obviously a home job.
Okay.
Why?
So do you live in Daveron Park or Craigmore?
I'm in Craigmore at the moment.
Right.
I've been all around the northern suburbs my whole life.
Tom.
It's always been booming.
Tom, you cannot be the king of Daveron Park and live in Craigmore.
Oh, well, mate, I'm still there every day. You catch me at the Carrawera pub.
Okay,
Tom.
All right.
Yeah. All right, good luck, mate. Let's go to Elizabeth Downs, Loza. Let's have a chat to Pat. How are you, Pat?
Good, thanks. How are you guys?
Fantastic. How is it out at Elizabeth Downs?
It's really, really good.
Congratulations.
The biggest thing driving this is all those suburbs were set up in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Infrastructure's there.
Yep.
They're mainly a housing trust and quarter-acre blocks.
Yep. 1,000 square metre blocks.
Yep, exactly right. Our house, I bought it 20 years ago, $255,000.
That's what you paid
the house
for
isn't
it.
worth. Hey.
That's what you paid for it.
Yep. House isn't worth much, but the dirt, because it's about 1,300 to 1,700 square metres.
Wow.
We can make a fortune.
You could chop it up and have several on it.
That's what they're doing with the old housing trust houses. You've got the masonettes and the quarter-acre blocks and the big backyards. We've had 4 houses in our streets knocked down, rebuild, and they're putting more, like 2 or 3 houses on what was a single-house block.
Yep.
That's where the value is.
I've also noticed, Pat, that a couple of my mates have bought investment properties out there that they're doing up. They're not even tearing down their houses because they've got good bones and they were made in a time when people really cared about building. So
that's exactly right. We're at the stage now we're nearly paid off the mortgage. Do we renovate or do we knock down?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Pat. It's not many people get to pay off their house, and it sounds like you're going to be one of them. So well done and congratulations, and enjoy living out Elizabeth Downs. Let's go to Elizabeth North. How are you, Ben?
Yeah, good. How are we, guys and girls?
The number one suburb in Australia for housing price growth is Elizabeth North. You live there.
Yeah, mate, I've done quite well out of it.
Really?
So you own your own house?
Well, I've got a mortgage, but my house value has pretty much doubled in 2 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
What are you going to do, Ben? Are you going to stick around and sort of ride the growth, or are you going to get out and cash in?
Oh, I'm staying in the hood.
Yeah.
I'm staying in the hood.
What's it like living there? Come on,
It is the best thing in the world.
We muck around and, throw a few, barbs at the people in the north, but look, I'm from Waikerie. I drive through it all the time. I love it.
They're well deserved. Look, we've got all sorts of creatures out here, but that's what makes it the best.
Yeah.
We got people doing burnouts out the front of the cop shop. We got fights around the corner, but we've got such a variety of things. We've got water parks, we've got bus terminals, train stations, shopping centres, eateries, pubs. Everything's there.
There's a lot of new facilities there too, sporting facilities and stuff that have been built out there. Saw the other day. Looks fantastic.
It is the best place in the world.
Light and shade, you've got it all.
Absolutely.
What's the best pub out that way?
I drink at the Red Lion Hotel. I'm the king of that one.
That's what Jimmy Barnes spoke about when we interviewed him a couple of years ago, the Red Lion.
Yeah.
It is the best pub, but we've got the Blacksmith up at One Tree Hill that's only 8 minutes away.
Gee, the old spot's good.
Oh, the old spot goes all right.
Yeah, big pub. All right. Good on you, Benny.
Well done, Ben.
I think Ben. Yeah. I think Ben's the king of the north. Don't worry about Tom.
Well, I think Tom would be, but he's moved out of the suburb that he says he's the king of.
There's a red flag there that he's not living in the suburb he loves.
He's been kicked out.
Kicked out of Davern Park. Oh, we just had a great chat about the northern suburbs and Elizabeth and Davern Park and Smithfield Plains all going
Number
up.
one growth in the country.
Yeah, top 5 suburbs in Australia. And one of the lads, Ben, was talking about the best pub out there is the Red Lion. And look, the venue manager from the Red Lion Hotel Elizabeth North rang up. Naomi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, guys. How are you?
Naomi, not many publicans are out and working at 20 to 8 in the morning. This is why the Red Lion might be the best pub.
Oh, we certainly are. We certainly are the best in the northern suburbs.
What's good about it? Tell us. Give us a little shout out.
Oh, we're very community
oriented.
Very community orientated. We do everything we can for our patrons.
Great.
We do the best food.
Yep.
Best place to go in the northern suburbs.
Beautiful,
if I'm
Naomi.
coming in there, what am I getting to eat? I'm starving.
Snitty?
Yeah.
Snitties, we're well known for our stone grills.
Oh.
Right.
So best stone grills.
Good.
So the hotel's more than happy to supply you guys with the stone grill if you ever make your way out here.
I was just about to say, if I come out for a drive in the next couple of weeks, I'll bring Loz out and we'll have a feed.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
All right. And do you want to give Ben a voucher, do you, for being...
I'd love to give Ben a voucher.
How much?
Oh, we'll give him $100.
All right, beautiful. Good on you, Naomi.
Well done.
Good stuff.
You're more than welcome, and we really hope to see you guys out here. We won't disappoint.
I look forward to it. All right. Thanks, Naomi.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Triple M.
They're on fire here. An absolute ripper. Boy, what about that? Goodness gracious me. They've gone berserk. Bloody hell. Did you see that? Oh, boy. Well,
Oh, the best caller in the business on Triple M and Channel 7 is Brian Taylor. BT, he joins us now. How are you, BT?
Roo, Loz, how you going?
Good.
Fantastic.
How pumped are you for Friday night football?
Well, it's very good to talk to you, Loz. I don't know about you, Roo.
Oh,
come on, BT.
Brian, stop it.
What's going on?
She's got a crush for you.
I
You know
love
that,
you,
BT.
Brian. I love you.
Good on you, Loz. What's going on?
Yeah, she's got problems.
I do have issues, and we've covered that. But no, I think you're hilarious, mate, and you make football entertaining. And you know, it's sort of hard to do sometimes, and you do a very good job at it.
Particularly this year, it hasn't been a lot of fun, has it, with your mob, Adelaide, not going so well.
Jesus.
All right, well, Brian, don't push your luck.
We're
I
just
can move on
waking
very
up
quickly.
now. Waking up the sleeping giant. Can we go back to back, BT, with a couple of wins?
Listen, you need to. You've got a really good run, like Essendon North, and then Port Brisbane gets a little harder for you. West Coast coming up soon as well. So you have got a chance to get the season back on track to a certain degree, I guess.
Yeah.
The Bombers as well. They're travelling all right at 3-2, so they're not going too bad. But they also have a bit of a chance with West Coast coming and North coming up in the next 4-week block as well. So both these sides, I'm not sure they're Friday night football sort of.
Oh, come off it.
But based on last year's performances,
Yes.
They're there on a Friday night, so I'll have a look at them. But
look,
you are scathing, BT. We're going to get better. We've had a slow start, and we're better than what we've been doing, and we're going to get better, and we're going to play some really good footy in the second half of the year. Don't worry about that.
4 straight losses. That's a slow start, all right.
It's a very slow start.
Brian, you're high risk of this crush disappearing the more that you say.
All right, so let's get back to things with you.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on in your life?
With me? Well, I'm
Yeah.
very confused at the moment about the bloody tribunal. What's going on? I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand what the rules are anymore. I mean, no one really does.
Good blokes can do anything.
Well, and then apparently if you're a good person off the
Would
field...
Brian have qualified for the good bloke role?
Well, after this chat, not sure.
Listen, I mean, come on, Roo, how does he qualify, even under the good bloke thing? Everyone in footy is a good bloke, right? But
Oh, yeah.
how does he qualify, given that he's been there 4 or 5 times
Six.
previously?
Yeah.
Six times previously, okay. I mean, aren't we judging this the footy fundamental of what happened in the
Exactly.
tackle? And he pled guilty to that.
I know.
So,
Stupid.
I just don't get it. I don't. Everyone over here, no one has heard of that rule, the good bloke rule.
No.
Yeah.
You know why they haven't heard of it? Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it is. They seem how to make things up to suit themselves. There's no doubt about that. I am confused.
Yeah. Well, don't let it get to you too much. Is Collingwood going to knock off Port Adelaide quickly, Brian?
What a big game at the MCG on Saturday that is going to be. I think Collingwood are back in business. I think they probably will. They've won 2 in a row, coming off the bye as well. Port probably getting a little tired at this stage. I think they can probably get it done, even though Port have been unbelievable this year. Butters, Rosie, all of those. They are so good to watch.
Yeah, beautiful. Are you on Friday night football tonight, Brian?
Friday night football in Adelaide tonight. About to jump on a plane.
Oh, you're coming. You're coming here.
Coming over for a quick one. Then coming next week as well. There's another game in Adelaide next Friday.
Anzac Day, Port Adelaide v St Kilda. It'll be a brilliant game as well.
Brian, you know...
That's the LIV Golf weekend, of course.
You're hanging around?
A lot of the LIV Golfers are going to be at the football as well on that particular night. I am going out to the golf to do a little bit of the roaming thing out there.
Roaming Brian at LIV Golf.
Oh, my God.
Roaming around Grange.
Dangerous.
Yes.
You know, we just found out that the top 5 growth suburbs in the country are out in Elizabeth and Davern Park. And if Brian's spending this much time in South Australia, you should get yourself a nice little 2-bedder in Davern Park, Brian.
You could head out north and do a bit of time out there,
Yeah,
Brian.
roam around there and see how you go.
Sounds like a beautiful spot.
It is stunning.
Mate,
Stunning.
well, have a good
Don't
night
wear your
tonight.
nice watch, but it's stunning.
Start talking up Adelaide a little bit more, please, if you want to keep coming on Triple M on Friday morning.
See you, Loz. Love you, Loz.
See you, Brian. Brian Taylor, the best caller in the business here. You'll hear him on Channel 7 and Triple M.
Yep, and we are rocking Friday night footy tonight. Crows v Bombers.
Come
Listen
on,
in
the
live
Crows!
from 5:30 right here.
Beautiful. All right, let's talk Rumour Mill now, because yesterday we had this rumour about a Triple M identity. So one of the Triple M identities, national ones,
okay,
not local, him and his son are going to be going on the Amazing Race. All right.
We still can't really say any more on that.
No,
but the news will
watch
come
this
out.
Space. We also need to do a little bit of confirming about a rumour that you dropped, Lozzie, a while ago about McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Right.
Mickey D's. They're bringing back something that they used to do in the 80s and 90s, and it was a huge deal back then.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Oh.
Yeah, if you could quote that, you would get a free cup of Coke, was the ad. A cup of Coke.
Okay.
They're bringing it back. It's happening. They've confirmed it.
Oh, I heard it on the footy call.
Yep.
So they're using the old jingle.
Uh-huh. If you can go in and do that, sesame seed bun in 4 seconds.
Which Hamish does.
Can you do it?
No, I actually can't do it.
You did, and you got a free little, they give you chips or something these days as well.
Yeah, well, what they're doing is they're bringing back the offer as well. You get a free cup of Coke and a small fries if you can do it in 4 seconds, which was the challenge back in the 80s. But a twist, you've got to do it through the My Macca's app. You can't do it in store.
Of course. Yeah, okay.
Well,
There's
you know
always a
what?
catch.
But that's better, because the thought of those little trainees in the drive-through having to time all those
We
people.
spoke about that.
Stressful for those kids. They're already managing a whole
They get some
business.
feedback. It was 4 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. We need a new rumour, a fresh rumour. 133353. If you got one, there's $1,000 up for grabs, or you can text on 0488851047, and you can be anonymous. Give us a buzz.
That's right. It's all thanks to Automasters AutoCam, real-time video reporting direct from your Automasters technician. It's Rude, Ditts and Loz. Triple M. Far away.
AutoCam, real-time video from Automasters. Triple M's Rumour Mill, Adelaide's most listened to segment. Hear it every day at 7:40 on Roo, Ditts and Loz.
That new opener with Sammy, the sound man, whispering, that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
I like it.
Triple M. Like, oh.
It's erotic.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey. I wouldn't have thought that, but good to know that's how you feel about it.
This is not accidentally dirty. This is the rumour mill.
I don't think it was accidental at all, what he was feeling. All right. I've got 2 rumours for you.
Oh,
both music.
Okay.
Music based. And Australian, which is exciting. So Bernard Fanning.
Love him.
Love Bernard Fanning. And
Just annoys me that he doesn't go back with Powderfinger.
how that must have been a bad breakup because they just refused to get back.
Something's very nasty there. Or someone's bloody stubborn.
Yeah. It happens. Look, he's got new music on the way, new material on his own, but he's an amazing songwriter, so I dare say it'll be sensational.
Okay.
And
When's
this
that
one
coming out soon?
Just says on the way, so
24?
I'd probably think this year, next year, maybe.
What says on the way? Where you got your info from?
Yeah. Well, it didn't just materialise. Yeah. Someone told me and I wrote it down.
Good.
This next one, I'm very excited about this. Grinspoon have a new album coming out later this year. And it's the first in over a decade.
Good. What's his name?
Phil Jamieson.
Phil Jamieson.
Phil.
What a great name, Phil Jamieson. He's hilarious. We've had him on a few times. Is he a blues supporter or Cats?
Talked to him about it packing his lunchbox.
Yeah,
That's
one of the great chats.
Yeah, one of the great chats. Nothing to do with music.
Yesterday I had my first successful nap I think I've ever had.
A nap? What, forever?
I have napped in the past, but I wouldn't consider them successes. I feel like I've always slept for too long. It's thrown me off kilter. It's stolen from my sleep that night.
And you had a late night the night before going to Live and Incubus. You got to bed at sort of 11:30, 12 o'clock and up at 4:30?
I had like a 45-minute nap in the day, which is actually probably a bit long, but I was very tired. Got up and it rejuvenated me, okay? But normally what I do is at about 4:30 p.m. I'm sitting on the couch and I have what I like to call a jean nap, which is the worst kind of nap you can have.
What's a jean nap?
It's when you fall asleep in your jeans. You're not meaning to fall asleep. And when you wake up, you're still in your jeans. The house has gone dark. You don't know where you are. You don't know what century it is. You're sweaty. You're clammy. You go, oh, God, what have I done? And then you look at the clock and it's 6:30 p.m.
And you can't do that.
Yeah, that's a jean nap. And that's what I used to do. But now I think I've learned my lesson.
What time did you have a sleep yesterday?
Midday. Get in early if you can. Get in early and get out early.
Yeah,
you can't stay in there too long. Yeah.
Shouldn't
it's
even
tempting,
be.
though,
Shouldn't be over 20 minutes.
when you're in that bed and it's nice and cozy and you can see how people just keep sleeping. Anyway.
It's a trap.
It is a trap.
Morning. Triple M's Live with Roo, Ditts and Loz. To live like Roo, Ditts and Loz. And score one of 3 awesome Live Golf prizes. Live Golf Adelaide, April 26 to 28. Tickets at livegolf.com.
Yeah, we've got our contestants out and about with our cardboard cutouts. Yesterday's challenge was, how high can you get us? We're trying to get as much exposure with these cardboard cutouts as possible. It's free marketing, Roo. It's actually a pretty genius campaign, to be honest. We had Drew in the studio yesterday. He came in to visit us with the cardboard cutout. He said he had big things planned for this. Drew, good morning.
How are we?
Hey, Drew.
How you going?
What did you get up to yesterday with the cardboard cutout?
We started with you, then we went to Mount Lofty, had a bit of a spin on a private plane.
A private plane?
I just went to the airport and I said, can you show me where Roo parks? And they just...
Funny, ha. How do you hire a private plane in Adelaide?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah, mates of mates of mates of mates.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You got contacts.
Okay.
So what, we went for a little fly around Adelaide in a private jet?
We got you to 43,000 feet. So.
43,000? You can't get much higher than that.
So what time was this?
Look, midday.
Midday?
Okay.
Just when I was having a nap. I was actually in the sky.
All right. Well, you're gonna get a win for that.
Yeah,
surely.
look, we're going to give you some points for that, mate. That's incredible. You were the winner of yesterday's challenge without a question.
Well done,
Nobody
Drew.
got us
Congratulations.
Well done, mate.
Now, today our challenge is to get into Adelaide Oval, isn't it?
Well, it's sort of a Crows-themed challenge in that what can you get done at the Crows game that's most impressive? You could get us on the big screen. Could you crash a live news cross?
See Brian Taylor.
Oh, could you get into the rooms?
Don't run out in the Oval, please.
No,
we don't want that.
That we are going to sanction.
We'll deduct points.
We'll deduct points if you do that.
Right.
But if you can...
I'm on the boundary early.
You're on the boundary. If you could come down the
g'day.
boundary and see Roo there, that'd be good points. Yeah. The current leaderboard is Elliot the tradie, who got us on Sunrise. He's in first place.
Is he still in first place?
He is. He's
I would
done...
have thought Drew.
Well, Drew's really coming up close behind him, okay? So Drew the golf fanatic.
Who's third?
Rachel the marketing guru from Semaphore Park is in third place. So that's the current leadership board.
Beautiful. Good work.
It's Live Like Roo, Ditts and Loz. All thanks to Live Golf Adelaide. Coming to Adelaide April 26th to 28th. Tickets at livegolf.com.
We're putting our ear to the ground, pounding the pavement, and finding out the real issues around Adelaide. Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, the voice of the suburbs.
She's out and about in the burbs, getting all the goss, getting all the deets, and she's on the line this morning. Good morning, Voice.
Good morning, Roo and Loz. How are we?
Very good, thanks, Voice. What have you been up to this week?
Oh, my gosh, it's been busy in the suburbs because the suburbs are alive with the sound of children.
Oh,
it is
school holidays.
All of that.
Yeah.
It's school holidays, and if you've heard me mention it before, this is all new to me. My eldest son just started school, so I'm trying to navigate my way through school holidays while I'm still trying to work. My husband still works. So what are you meant to do with the kids?
Good question.
So I've been chatting to the women of the burbs. You either put your child into OSH, which is the out of school hours care, and they have fun holiday programs, which is an option.
Yep.
Or you lean into the grandparents. Hopefully it's a labour of love for them, not an absolute chore, fingers crossed. Or, like I've done this week for my first time ever, organised a play date.
Oh, a little play date.
I know. My best friend is also a teacher, so she's got school holidays. So she said, bring your son over Tuesday and Wednesday, so back-to-back days, which is a full-on commitment. Oh. So I wanted to put my best foot forward. I wanted to be a good play date recipient.
Right.
So I went to the suburbs and did my research on some play date etiquette, the do's and the don'ts.
Play date etiquette.
Right, I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
Well, Roo, you're a super dad of 6, and Loz, you're a very hands-on auntie, I've heard. So you guys will have some opinions, I reckon.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do pack snacks and a lunchbox for your child so your host doesn't have to make a fuss. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Optional.
Oh, okay, optional.
Yep, but look, you're only going to get points for doing it.
Yeah.
And you get extra points if you take your host parent a coffee and a muffin for their way to start the day.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
A definite win.
Yeah, okay, great, perfect. Don't shame parents if their snacks that they've bought are a box of Cheezels or a packet of Tin Cans.
You just got to cop it. Yeah, you got to lower your bar in school holidays.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Us working parents are frazzled. You know, sometimes we just got to pop into the servo and keep going, you know?
In holidays, you can give them Cocoa Pops or Fruit Loops.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, don't drop your child at 7 a.m. and not collect them till 6 p.m.
Oh, is this for a play date?
Yes, my friend, that happened to my friend.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Unless organised, surely.
Oh my God. And yeah, unless prior, like, arranged. But she did not know that the child was not going to get picked up till 6. She didn't know whether to feed him dinner or bath or what was going on.
Yeah.
Another do, when you do pick up at the end of the day, help with the cleanup. So no doubt there's toys and crap everywhere.
Yep.
Just give 15 minutes and all in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can imagine me just sitting in the car tooting. Get in. Thanks.
No, you won't be invited back, Loz. You've got to put your best foot forward.
Burn out on my way out the drive.
So good so far. Keep going.
Okay. If they're doing an activity for the day, like going to AFL Max or the zoo, make sure you pack cash.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, you definitely got to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to be out of pocket. But if you didn't put cash in the bag, make sure you clear your debts. You know, reimburse straight away. My girlfriend said that she took a friend's child to the zoo a couple of times, forked out cash, and the parent never gave cash back. So that's a bit dirty. You feel a bit icky about that. Like, you know.
At the end of the day, they're doing it for nothing. So you've got to at least you're better off looking at the costs and everything.
Yeah.
Better off helping out.
Yeah.
I'm better off sending
Otherwise, they
my
won't
card.
ask you back.
No, that's right.
Exactly. This was my stress. I really wanted to be a good recipient this week because this was my first ever dabble. Now, this is a little bit over the top, but this is what I did this week. Provide your hosts with their dinner that night. So, because she did back-to-back, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to give her some meat for her barbie that night. So I marinated some pork loin chops. And I said, here you go. Here's some sticky pork for you and your husband to put on the barbie tonight. Thank you for having my rat bag.
Yeah, but you've basically booked your next holidays.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
this is it.
So,
good
boys,
stuff.
I agree with you, and I think all of this is very good. I like the idea of, sending them in with a charcuterie and a wad of cash. But it sounds like you're almost doing so much work that you may as well just take care of the kids yourself.
Oh, my gosh.
You're cooking for these people. You got all this stuff organised. Like, it's a lot of work.
You know what? I have gone in too hard, Loz. It is true, but this is my first ever dabble. I'm sure the bar will be lowered next school holidays and school holidays after.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, go in for the gold.
I like what you're doing.
Well done, boys.
Thanks so much, guys. Good luck to all the fellow parents out there.
Can't
Stay
wait
strong.
to have a chat to you next Friday.
Yeah, see how
I feel.
Ditts is away this week,
Where's my cousin?
and because we miss him terribly,
Ditmar's away on his little break, so it's just Roo and I.
it's time for your daily dose of Ditts.
Yay!
Yep, we missed the little red cat and the big red cat, but we're going to have a little bit of fun at his expense. Some of his funny stories over the years, and once he got inducted into the SA Sports Hall of Fame. Massive achievement, not a huge amount of people in the group. And he's a superstar in the world of squash.
Yeah,
and it was just justified that he was to be put into the SA Hall of Fame for that. But he had a little misdemeanor. He couldn't quite get up the escalator to get his award.
I had my sister at the table, and I'd ordered a car for her at 10:45 to get home.
Yep.
Things were running late, so I got off stage. I was the last one up, as I said. I said, righto, Jenny, come on quick, I'll take you out the front. Yeah, we can't find the car, so I'm out there for a long time. And what had happened, Roo, was as I was walking out, they said, we need you for photos. And I said, look, give me 2 minutes. I'll take my sister out, get her in a car, I'll be straight back. Get out there, can't find the car. I'm out there a lot longer than I needed to be.
Yep.
So when I come back in, and I'm now really panicking, I can't get back in.
Why not?
I don't know, but the lifts don't go back up. So I got into 2 different lifts.
You sure you just...
No, so you push, and I'm standing there pushing floor 2, and nothing. We're not going anywhere.
What did you do?
So I'm running around going, how I've got to get back in. So, and the last resort, I've got to run up the escalator the wrong way. So the escalator's coming down, and it's the only way back in.
That is a big one there
anyway,
too,
and full of juice.
So
and
you would have to come off the long run.
And I took a run up, and I'm sprinting. My arms and legs are pumping, and I'm getting up, and I nearly get to the top.
And what happened?
And I slip over. I caught the top. I fall over. And I'm laying on my stomach, and I go back down a fair way to halfway, and I get up again.
So you're in a black suit.
Yeah, and I go, right, here we go again. And I take off, and I'm pumping my arms, and I get up. Roo, I've fallen over a second time, right? Now, by the way, now that day, I've ripped the trousers on the escalator, so I'm dirty. Third time lucky I get up. Third time.
You've gone back for third.
And look, my
You would
knees
have
are all...
been exhausted.
I've got scratches and I've
You would
scunned
have
my
been
knees.
sweating.
Oh, well, I'd worked up a sweat. And I go again, and this time when I look up, because the function's over, there's literally 100 people at the top of the escalator just watching me, and no one's laughing or smiling. Everyone's it's like, what is this idiot doing? Right? And I fall over a third time, and I can't. And the harder I try, I just can't get up.
no.
Anyway, I
Did you
eventually
get up in the
I
end?
get to the top, and I'm breathing through my backside at this stage. I'm that tired. And I've said, I couldn't get back up. I couldn't get back in. And everyone just starts filing past me and going down there. And I can hear him going, what?
Is that the bloke who just got inducted?
That was him just up on stage.
Oh, God.
Yeah, look, he tells a great story, and that's the truth. But you can get back up.
Yeah.
Clearly, I think we all know Adelaide Oval was designed to be able to get up to the function room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Full of juice.
good old dude, full of juice, and good storyteller.
He'll be back Monday.
Back
Roo.
Monday with more stories.
Yay.
On Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Ditts and Loz.
I need the tip.
Get it straight from the horse's mouth. I'm Mr. Red. It's time for Roo's Tip of the Week.
Yes, bit of a tough day at Morphettville Parks tomorrow. I don't like Morphettville Parks as a racetrack. It's the inner track, Loz, down there, and it's got a smaller straight and it's a bit tighter. It's harder to get a run, so you need a little bit more luck. Race 6, number 10, Volcanic Express at one last start. We should have won even easier. The start before that, it was a certainty beaten. I think if this thing can sit closer to midfield than back in the field, Loz, it should peel out in the straight. It's got a really good turn of foot, which means good sprint. I reckon it might run past them and get the chocolates.
It's like you're speaking Spanish.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I'm not actually talking to you. I'm looking at you, but I'm talking to all the punters out there.
Oh, you're talking
Race
straight
6,
through me.
number 10, Volcanic Express. Let's go through the footy tips tonight, Loz.
Yep.
Now, in your head, you are having an opposite round.
I'm
Whatever
having
you
opposite
think,
round.
whoever you think's going to win, you're going with the opposite one.
My logic is that last week I got 2, right?
Right.
And I'm just sick of going with my gut because I'm wrong every time. So my gut, I did the opposite.
Okay. So, but you've got a few rules to go with that. Like Adelaide and Essendon, you're not allowed to go against Adelaide, are
I
you?
never, ever tip against
Okay.
Adelaide.
So
No.
you're not opposite in that round.
Not opposite in that round.
Okay.
Well, actually, probably, sometimes against my better
All
judgment,
right.
I do pick
I'm going for Adelaide. Collingwood and Port Adelaide.
Collingwood, because my gut said Port, so I'm going with Collingwood.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Brisbane Lions v Geelong.
I've gone with Brisbane.
Yeah, up there. I'll go with them, but could be an upset there. West Coast and Freo.
I've gone with Freo.
Yeah, I'll go with Freo. Could be an upset. It
Yeah.
Could be West Coast. Why have you gone with Freo?
Because my gut told me that West Coast were going to have an upset, and I went, no, don't do that. Go with Freo.
Right. Sydney v Gold Coast. In Sydney.
I've gone with Sydney because my gut told me Gold Coast.
Your guts. Something wrong with your
See,
guts.
this is what I mean. Maybe there is something in this. Maybe there is something in this.
I'm going with Sydney there. North Melbourne, Hawthorn. Who cares about that one?
Yeah.
We'll go with Hawthorn.
Graveyard shift.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Go the Crows tonight, and good luck to Port Adelaide tomorrow.